today in a sense of last time.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Infinite Expo invitation once again. It is my honor to be here today to share my experience, and I hope we can interact and then I can learn from each others. But I'm from Hong Kong, but I work extensively in China and also in Southeast Asia, and that relate to my role. I was former general manager in Alibaba Group, and I was responsible to develop the supply chain solution for Alibaba Group in Southeast Asia. But right now, I have my own company called EC Post, and also chairman of the Hong Kong Ecom Supply Chain Association, also lecturer in the university, advisor role for the government and some international organization, and some mentor, keynote speaker as well. Well, looking back to the, I think in the next 20 minutes of time, I'm going to share about cross-border e-commerce, in particular in this new retail era. Well, it is a very, very big topic. That's why today, in the next 20 minutes of time, I'm more focused on cross-border e-commerce. In China, we are more keen to use the word new retail, rather e-commerce. So let me very brief introduce about what is new retail is about. But first of all, let me introduce a guy, Jack Ma, ex-chairman of the Alibaba Group, my previous boss, and I think a couple of years ago, he mentioned pure e-commerce would die in the next 3 to 4 years, and it will bring along the new retail era. So there's a 3 building blocks: online, and then offline, and then logistics. That's why I believe we are all working related to logistics. Congratulations, we are very important right now, and we are getting more and more important in the near future. But what is new retail is about in compared to the traditional retail? Is in brief is a more efficient and effective retail. A more efficient and effective retail. Let me elaborate a little bit more. Okay, the first element is online. The main purpose of online is to draw the data, to draw the traffic. And that's why you see for Alibaba, they have Taobao.com, they have Tmall.com, and JD, one of the key competitors of Alibaba, pretty much the same, they have JD.com. The second component is offline. The main purpose of offline is to develop omni-channel. That's why you see Alibaba again, they have 1688.com, and also JD is Sindu Tong in Mandarin. They serve they develop omni-channel. The third component is logistics. The main purpose is how develop the supply chain solution to support the online and offline. And you see, Alibaba, they have China, and then JD, they have JD Logistics. But for JD, they use different terms. They use borderless retail, but actually they are talking about the same thing. Well, as I mentioned, in this new retail, it's more efficient and effective in general by making use of a lot of new technologies. We have both really available technology, and also we have a lot of disruptive technology, such as AI, VR, or even blockchain. Secondly, we emphasize data, not only from your own company, but also draw a lot of data from your partners along the supply chain. We analysis, and then we do a lot of reports. Third is about customer experience. It's not confined to the point where we receive the packages. It starts along the supply chain. Okay, wow, new retail is very exciting. And but what are the challenges for us to develop supply chain in this new retail era? Well, here I highlight is a typical e-commerce ecosystem from a marketplace point of view. Say a Lazada, or Alibaba, or JD, Amazon, pretty much the same. We have some building blocks, We have some building block, 4 building block. We have a logistic, and then we have a payment solution, and then we have a category solution. That means how your products sell locally or cross-border. And then we have a seller solution, different kind of ERP system. And they are highly integrated by technology, by data. But most important thing is we achieve customer expectation. Let me give you an example of industry this. We have some research to study the rebuying behavior of the consumer versus the delivery time. Say if we send something from China or Hong Kong to Indonesia, the research found that the consumer won't rebuy if the delivery time is longer than 10 to 15 days. And also the Indonesian consumer, they prefer cash on delivery. That's why we have to work backward to make sure, firstly, the delivery time is less than 10 days, for example, and also the supply solution can support cash on delivery. So that makes it more and more complicated, I can say. Well, another challenge is when we look at it's a typical supply chain. Logistics is only part of it. Normally is the end of it, the last part of it. But we have a lot of function in the beginning, such as payment, category, or seller solution, and they have to work together along the supply chain. Yeah. And right now, it is very rare to find a single player who can perform all the function along the supply chain. That's why we emphasize cooperation. For example, start from first mile, line haul, custom carrier until last mile delivery. We emphasize cooperation. Also, even we do e-commerce, we have different categories. We have an international brand, we have a marketplace, we have a vertical retailer. That means they focus on specific commodity, such as cosmetic or apparel. They have different needs in terms of supply chain. For example, international brand, they prefer very tailor-made end-to-end solution. For marketplace, they emphasize ease of integration, ease of use, because at one end, they have to integrate with a lot of merchant, and at the other end, they integrate with a lot of 3PL company. For vertical retailers, they emphasize very tailor-made country-specific solution. Depends on the country, the target countries, very tailor-made. Also, in general, I classify this into 3 categories. The first is about the infrastructure. One of the key problems right now along supply chain is a lot of room to improve the efficiency. In particular, the custom clearance, in particular in Southeast Asia, about the custom clearance and also the regulation, always changing, always changing. The second cat is about the technology side. Well, one of the key challenges right now is a lack of end-to-end visibility along the supply chain. So try to imagine if within a single company, the system didn't talk to each other, how can they communicate with their partners along the supply chain? The third is about the consumer demand. It's getting higher and higher. In the past, we were talking about 3 to 4 days delivery. It's fine, it's okay. Right now, we're talking about same-day delivery. If you're doing F&B, we're talking about on-demand delivery. That makes it more and more difficult to fulfill the need of the consumers. Also, supply chain is undergo transformation. Here I highlight 4 criteria. From the e-commerce perspective, when we develop supply chain, first is about the cost, of course as low as possible. Second, about the transit time. Not only as fast as possible, we emphasize more consistent. We try to think about if you buy something online this week, it took about 7 days to deliver. But for next week, it took about 15 days to deliver. Definitely, it's not a very good customer experience. In particular, during a festival, for example, Double 11, 12, or even peak season. That's why we emphasize more time definite delivery time, something like 10 to 12 days, something like that. Secondly, it's about the reporting. We emphasize a lot of data, not only from your own company, but also we retrieve a lot of data from your partner along the supply chain. Lastly, it's about the customer experience. It's not confined to the point where we receive the packages. It starts all the way along the supply chain, from you place the order, customer service, invoicing, so on and so forth. So, under this new retail era, we emphasize a lighter supply chain model. What it means is, try to think about if you are Alibaba or JD or Amazon, you have a lot of resource. You can build whatever you want. But if we are SME, resource is very limited. That's why we more focus on a lighter supply chain model. Let me elaborate. Well, it depends on your role. If you're a brand owner, or you're a distributor, or you're a marketplace, or you're a 3PL company, the central point is the warehouse, because the product has to be picked and packed, has to be stored. That's why we see a lot of companies, they develop warehouse either at the origin or at the destination for the fulfillment parts. So, depends on your role, you have to focus on your resource. For example, if you are a brand owner, you may more focus on to develop something with your consumers, consumerization. If you are a channel doing some marketplace, you focus on more develop the channel. If you are a 3PL company, you are more focused how to link all this together. How to link all this together. Well, we heard about a lot of technology and innovation. Normally, the first way we think about innovation is those high-tech technologies, such as AI, VR, or even blockchain. They are good, but even better, they have to apply to the right business rule. Let me elaborate with an example. A couple of years ago, a very famous 3PL company approached me and said, when I was in Alibaba Group, and said, hey, we can significantly increase your operational efficiency and reduce the operational cost. Well, that is good, brilliant, to be honest, but can I ask them in return, hey, if I want to send something from China to Indonesia, which company should I use? They cannot answer me. They just said, hey, just based on your data, make use of our software and then analysis. Yeah. That's why we have to make sure all these technology are applied to the right business rule, to make sure the right packages to deliver by the right partner to the right place. That is a kind of innovation from my understanding. Well, in fact, there are lots of widely available technologies which is not so expensive. I think cloud is one of the very good examples. No matter it is cloud, warehousing, cloud, distribution, or whatsoever. Why cloud? Because we want to eliminate as much as the intermediate as possible to make it more reliable, to make it more transparent. Cloud solution is very, I can say, very common, it's really available, not so expensive. The second thing I think we have to do is we need to link all the system within our company. Within our company, there are lots of systems. We have finance, we have warehousing or fulfillment. But most of the time, they do not talk to each other. We use many different systems. But first, we have to make sure they talk to each other to increase the visibility. And then we can link up with all the external parties, the custom, the partner along the supply chain, to increase the visibility. Well, as I said, all those disruptive technology are good, but even better, they can work together. Here I highlight an example. For example, data technology, they serve to do a lot of analysis. For the blockchain, they serve to create a very secure mechanism. For AI, they serve to predict or match different resources. Ideally, they should work together along the supply chain to bring out the true values, rather than to apply standalone. And also, I think from right now, we heard about consumer-centric, consumer go first is yes, indeed. That's why we have to pay attention to the consumer. For example, ginseng, for example, millennium, what they need, for example, social slavery, something like that, mobile first. And also, in terms of the retail, according to a lot of research, the percentage made online worldwide is still very small. For example, in China, it's talking about less than 20%, pretty much the same as US. In Southeast Asia, except Singapore, it's much a little bit higher. about 7 to 8%. The majority of the SEA countries is well less than 2%. That means what? The majority of the retail are still remain offline. Offline retail, the retail store, physical retail store, still remain its unique function in the future. That's why we have to more focus on how we can develop a supply chain solution to fulfill, in particular, the offline retail function, I can say. Lastly, very brief introduce about company ECO is we act as a gateway to help the merchant from, say, China and Hong Kong to go into Southeast Asian markets. And we are delighted to looking for partners for, say, line haul or inbound custom clearance, and also last mile delivery. Yeah. We have several years experience, and here are highlight key successful factors for cross-border e-commerce service. First, we have to equip with the supply chain experience. It's a must. And also, we need to equip with e-commerce experience because they are looking for different things. For VPL, mostly we emphasize P&L. For e-commerce companies such as Alibaba, we emphasize KPI. We really emphasize KPI. Yeah. Second is about the infrastructure. Try to have more control infrastructure capability, and also at the same time to create an ecosystem, in particular the last mile delivery in Southeast Asia, because there's a lot of niche player in Southeast Asia. Niche player. Thirdly, is about the relationship, in particular with the customs. Fourthly, is some example. Real example is actually we have Lazada to ship the packages from China into Southeast Asia. Here I highlight an example, say from sending something from China to Indonesia. Well, as we know, it's a very fragmentation, the last mile delivery, and custom clearance is still a headache, very subjective, and also we need to work with a lot of payment partners. Well, it's not good. A lot of obstacles. That's what we do is we try to build a network, either self-control or ecosystem with our partners along the supply chain. We connect all the things together, increase the visibility, and also we work with a lot of payment partners along the supply chain. Yeah. You see here, not necessary to have a lot of high-tech technologies, but just go back to the basic. We link all this together. We build an ecosystem. We emphasize cooperation, and then we figure out which kind of technology we apply along the supply chain. That's simple. That is good. That is something what we did in Alibaba Group in China. Is actually we built for them in the past few years. But lastly, for the Hong Kong E-commerce Supply Chain Association, we are the first and only one in Hong Kong. We established back in 2017. We focus retailers for all the very senior executive who must work in e-commerce, retail, supply chain oriented, focus in Southeast Asia. We have different kind of members. We have international brand, we have traditional retailer, we have marketplace, and we have some industrial advisor from logistics and payment. We have three objectives. Firstly, we build a platform to share experience and knowledge. Secondly, we do organize event and seminar with some international organization, with embassy, with some SEA government. Lastly, we aim to provide advisory to the government and also some international organization. Okay, this is my WeChat QR code. As I said, supply chain cross-border e-commerce is a very big topic. That's why I hope we can keep in touch. We can share more in the future, and basically it's something I would like to share with you, and just open to maybe one or two questions.
Any questions for Kerry? Kerry seems to have convinced all of them.
Well, let's keep in touch. Let's keep in touch because e-commerce is really booming in Southeast Asia. Yeah. Thank you very much for listening. Yeah.
Thank you, Terry.